Right. Nothing like a trial run, eh? 2 trial runs now. Go on, say something.
No,
Good boy.
it's on you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Boxing 365 for our latest episode of the next card in the deck, which is courtesy of No Limit Boxing at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre, and it will feature Nikita Tszyu and Michael Zerafa at the top of the bill for the WBO International Middleweight title, which is currently vacant.
Some interesting points.
Some interesting points.
Nikita Tszyu used to be a super welterweight. He's now a middleweight. We have spoke about this earlier on our demo run.
Yep.
We then debated at what point you become a middleweight, or any weight. Is it pre-fight? Is it once you fought at that weight? And we said
It's when you sign the contract.
when you sign the contract, like to that point. We're sort of fast forwarding through it.
Yeah.
Dan had a go with me off camera for talking.
Yep.
Which I thought was weird, considering this is all based around talking. But I got told off for talking, so I'm not talking anymore. That's what you've missed, guys, to be honest.
Not a lot, really.
So,
we did also mention that, for anybody who didn't pick up on it, Nikita Tszyu is brother of Tim Tszyu.
And son of
Costa Tszyu. And not too sure what the move up to middle is all about necessarily, other than perhaps not wanting to be in the same division as his brother. Don't really know. I haven't seen anything personally.
No, I mean, it's one of them, innit? You've always got that thing behind the scenes where you don't know how easily a fighter makes weight. There's then also the talks of, you look at that super welterweight division, you look at that 154, stacked with horribly tough fights. We've spoke about it a couple of times. You look at middleweight,
more opportunities.
That's a very political way of putting it. And what I was going to refer to is last week's recording, I think, or last week we're having a conversation, and you basically just shot down Ammo Williams being a world title contender. You did. You said Ammo's a shithouse. You didn't say that, to be fair. You were very polite about Ammo. But you look at like an Ammo Williams versus Carlos Adames, which is a very decent fight. But let's be honest. Should it be for the WBC world title? Is it that prestigious? Probably not. But then again, the WBC don't know what's doing it. I said that quickly so I don't get banned.
Yeah, good idea.
They're banning everyone apart from drug cheese.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, we don't really know what's happening behind the scenes. He might be struggling with the weight or whatever, or just find that he's naturally going to be better at middleweight, or like I say, maybe some better opportunities. He's currently 11-0, 9 stoppages. Like I said, ranked well as a super welterweight. I'm sure he'll do well as a middleweight. Assuming that he suits the upgrade in size, but I'm sure he will.
Yeah, I mean Zerafa's not massive. Good Australian fight, both from that neck of the woods, as an English saying would say. It's a tough one. Zerafa's record is kind of I think his record is probably more complementary to the level he fights at. So, sometimes we say, like, a record doesn't do a fighter justice because, Gabe Rosado is always a prime example.
Yeah.
Derek Chisora is probably another. Zerafa, for me, is kind of the opposite. His record's actually quite good. And he is all right, but he's a little bit clumsy, a little bit lazy, bringing his hands back. Finds himself planting his feet quite a lot, which is fine. But then someone against someone like a Nikita Tszyu, who throws heavy shots in combinations and generally speaking is going to outwork you. I don't know how good the fight is. I don't know. But it's definitely a step up from where Nikita Tszyu's been, and hopefully give him an opportunity to get some big opportunities in the middleweight division against, I don't know, one of the middleweights.
Like you say, Zerafa's not a bad record, 34-5. He has been stopped twice. He's got 22 stoppages on his record as well, so it's pretty hard. A bit older than Tszyu in this fight. He's 33. We are looking at southpaw and orthodox as well, but from what I recall of Nikita Tszyu, he fights pretty well out of southpaw. He oddly uses his left hand exceptionally well. Uppercuts and hooks and whatnot from there. Yeah, I think it'd be a good fight. I think I did have a quick look, and Zerafa, they were actually both out on the same card in August, so both fight fresh. Zerafa stopped his opponent. Was it in this one that he stopped his opponent? Yeah. Mikey Dalman, that was it.
Yeah.
Zerafa was ruled to be knocked down in the first round, but it wasn't really a knockdown. It was just a bit of a
tackle.
You said about clumsiness, and it kind of looked like that. He was trying to finish the fight after immediately looking like he'd hurt Mikey Dalman, and then got a bit tangled up, fell over, and he got ruled knocked down, which I thought was unfair.
He just overcommits, doesn't he? I think when you watch him fight, and look, you need that sometimes because there's fighters that do the opposite, which is where they don't commit. He just overcommits and he just leaves gaps.
I think the thing is for this fight, or based on that, he finished that fight well. No, saw that he was hurt, saw that he could get it wrapped up early, and other than a awkward tumble, did the job well. So he can hit hard. Seems to be a pretty good finisher as well. So if Nikita Tszyu gets exposed at middleweight as maybe struggled with the power a little bit, then then it could be a tricky one. But I don't really see that necessarily being the case. I think Nikita Tszyu's probably got enough about him.
Yeah,
he's got that toughness like his brother, like his dad. So
I like. Look, the thing is, I like the fight because he's definitely Nikita's best opponent to date. If he's not world level, Zerafa beats him. It's one of those sort of fights. I just think, for me, if Nikita's as good as we think he could be, I feel like we have this conversation a lot about younger fighters, which is, I guess, the point, isn't it? Then he should be dealing with someone like Zerafa. And then there's bigger opportunities out there, huge opportunities. And I'd like to see a couple of the younger guys getting an opportunity together. So someone like an Aaron McKenna versus Nikita Tszyu, I think that's an absolute banger. In Ireland, why not?
Yeah, I think there's stuff that could be put on there.
That's
like interesting because then if Poirot and Donovan, comes back round.
Well, have you not seen that? So, on a slightly
Donovan pulled out of it.
Well, no, not that. On a slightly separate note, but it'll make for a good clip. So, Matchroom submitted a request to the IBF for Lewis Crocker to have a voluntary defence of his title against Conor Walker.
Right.
Officially. That has been revoked and rejected by the IBF, which is crazy because the IBF do weird things and then they occasionally do something that actually seems quite fair. Because let's be honest, probably Conor Walker shouldn't be the top of the tree for world title shots. And they've ordered Liam Paro to be the mandatory defence. So it's looking like Crocker versus Paro in potentially April in Belfast.
There's enough turnaround time for Tszyu to find himself on that card as well.
100%.
That'd be interesting.
And against someone like we said, like Aaron McKenna, I think we've got some good little middleweights. I mean, even someone like a George Liddard. Do you know what I mean? It's a great fight. They won't make that yet. You've got two exceptionally good rising stars in world boxing, but there's some really. We spoke about the talent of middleweight in the UK, and there's loads of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think. Yeah. I think that it'd be an interesting opportunity going into or being on an undercard of a fight like that for a world title. That'd be interesting.
It's a matter of time.
Some more matchmaking done.
Like always, it's a matter of time until someone massive snaps up Nikita. I think. I think if he goes out here and does a job on Zerafa, I think it's a matter of time before someone like a Matchroom who are already involved heavily with obviously Tasman fighters and Jai Opetaia and all of that sort of market. It's only a matter of time until he ends up there.
You're probably right. Following that up, we've got Liam Wilson and Red X Piala, 10 rounds at Super Feather.
I like Wilson. He's been on the show now 3 times. Not on the show, but like on the debate part of the show. We know he's been in and around world level now. He's had...
Yeah, his losses only really come at world level.
Yeah. Did he lose?
Go on.
Navarrete?
Yes! Stopped in all 3 of his losses One of them was Navarrete, one of them was Oscar Valdez, and then it was Joe Noine, but he went back and
he did fix that.
Yeah. I think he was stopped in the 5th in their first fight, and then he stopped him in the 2nd in their next fight.
You lose.
Yeah, well, I think the thing about that is as well, you've then gone to fight at world level and lost out to quality operators.
No shame.
Navarrete and Valdez.
Yeah,
you know
no
what I mean? So,
no shame at all there.
I think he's probably, for me, before we talk quickly about Piola, he's probably my favourite in this fight. I would say, I think he's got a little bit of everything. Piola, 12-1, 1 stoppage in his 13 fights. He fights at the Philippines, and he only fights in the Philippines. He's fought in Japan once.
Okay.
And he lost.
That's not good.
And that was to Kenji Fujita. I actually had a check of that, and I thought...
Fujita?
Yeah.
Like...
Fujita.
Oh, not fajita.
No. Fujita.
Sorry.
And...
Japanese lesson.
Japanese fajitas. And he... I had a look at that, and I thought, well, has that aged well? And Fujita's gone on and maintained his record and defended his... He was a WBO Asian Pacific title, something like that.
They have a couple of rankings.
And he's defended that like 5 times now, so he's
it seems all right.
Yeah, he's a good enough fighter, but I think he's the fact that Piola's lost out against him when he was only 5-0, when Fujita was only 5-0. I sort of think I feel like this will just be too much.
Yeah. So do you know what? I was doing a bit of my own research prior to recording, and the bookmakers have got it pretty even.
Well,
I'll be honest with you.
I don't know enough about Piola to necessarily.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do, because I know plenty about Wilson. And this is not a betting channel, and this is not advice. Yeah. Please do not take my advice.
Yeah, no.
I am an idiot.
And if you are gambling, gamble responsibly.
Oh, I like that. And also drink responsibly.
Yeah.
I'm going to put a chunk of money on Wilson, because let's be honest, Wilson should have way too much for...
I feel like he should be the heavy favourite.
Massive.
Yeah.
Massive. We've seen some of the odds recently on in boxing, and like...
Yeah. I hope that...
Troy Williamson was a 10-1 underdog against Callum Simpson, and this is Dead Stevens.
Yeah. I hope that's not misguided, but I do feel like it's that situation again. I feel like I come back in quite a lot of your losses, like losing at world level, losing to top quality fighters, sort of says quite a lot about you. You can learn a lot from those fights about a fighter. So I feel like that would suggest to me that he's going to have too much for Piola, who, by the way, he's nicknamed the Tank, which I thought was quite ironic, because he's like got not a lot of power.
Yeah. I mean, he's a tank that's lost its cannon.
He's a
poor guy.
Ammo-less tank.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that experience and fighting on at world level for Wilson should tip it in his favour. And like I said,
what weather? Jesus Christ.
For weight.
Yes.
Yeah, feather.
Thank you. After this one, so we've seen Wilson now pick up a couple of wins back to back. He should win this. Ranked well within a couple of the governing bodies now. Again, another one that could come over to the UK, could go over to America. There's plenty of really good fights out there at super featherweight now. And you look at all the fighters that have been in and around that world title scene. I think he'd be a great opponent for who could have put him in with in the UK. Who could have put him in with?
We always do this. We always start trying to matchmake, and we need a list, really.
No. I've got one in my mind, but then he said he's going to retire. So when Lee Wood stops Josh Warrington again, inevitably, just saying, look, they're both at the end of their careers.
Lee Wood will have that fight, make a load of money,
retire. I agree. However, all I was going to say
is,
Liam Wilson's in a bit of a similar position. Obviously, not quite as old and not at the end of his career. Not as close to the end of his career as those two. However, Liam Wilson is still a relatively unknown name in boxing.
Yeah, not like a household name.
No, that's probably the right. That's probably the right term. All I'm thinking is, you bring someone over to the UK, someone like that. We love our Aussie fighters. We've adopted Sky Nicholson over the years. J.L. Pataya's fought 3 times here. Joseph Parker I know he's not Aussie, he's New Zealand, but they've all fought in the UK, and we're second home for a lot of these guys. So you look at someone like a Liam Wilson who wants that fan base. You come over to the UK, who's probably got the most passionate boxing fans in the world. You look at someone like a Josh Warrington or a Lee Wood at the end of their careers, big names, draw big crowds, an opportunity to make some good money. Alternatively, if you don't want to fight that, you want to fight something a bit more competitive. You've got your like a Jazza Dickens, Anthony Tkachi coming up, winner of that.
Yeah.
See? You said you did a list. I had some ideas.
There's a few out there.
I've had my Haribos.
That could crop up. I think for now it's just another good name on an Australian card of boxing. And
I agree.
Hopefully does well in it, and like you say, maybe see him elsewhere.
Yeah, I like Liam Wilson. He's good.
Yeah.
Last one.
The last one that we're going to talk through, and I've not gone sort of down the card. I just thought I'd pick this one out because it was for a title, which there's only 2 titles as far as I've seen them, unless there's any WBA ones, because I never checked for that.
WBA just need to get over it, don't they? Well, sorry, Boxrec needs to get over
it.
Slandering sorry, don't delete our account.
Well, yeah, this one was for the Australian heavyweight title, so I thought we'd have a look at that. People like the heavyweights as well. Stephen, with an A, Steve Van Ivic versus Liam Talivaa.
I like this one.
The Australian heavyweight title. You do?
I do. Australian heavyweight title. It's like the poor man's British title.
Well, I did write to that a little bit. I didn't call it that, and I wouldn't call it that. What I was saying was that it seems like a British title would be for the British fans. This should be a good fight for Australian box fans who are looking at a domestic level fight, because that's what it is.
Yep.
Stephen Ivic, he's 7-0-1. He has got a draw, two knockouts. He's 6'4", and he's 35 years old. He drew to Johan Lind in a tight 8-rounder. But this is going to be the second defence of his title, so he's the champion in Australia.
I like his opponent because I love a fighter. So he has got a loss, as you'll know. I love it when a fighter goes, you know what? He beat me, and he shouldn't have done. And he goes back in and goes, we'll show you who's
boss.
Who's boss. And he avenged it. And for me, that goes a hell of a long way. Cracking fight. Are any of them ever going to be at world level? Probably not. Let's be honest, Ivic is 35. He's back end of his career.
Yeah, it doesn't. I feel like with the heavyweights as well, you've got to have some power. You've got to, really. Yeah. That's just I know.
My view is across all weight classes. I think even at the lower weight classes, unless you've got a bit of power, let's be honest, ability aside, unless you're an exceptionally good back foot boxer, someone like a Sonny Edwards, the realism of it is, unless you can punch a bit, you're going to get walked through.
Yeah, potentially. I feel like, especially at heavyweight, you need to have a bit of something. But he's neither of them are hitters. Talivaa's only got 3 stoppages. But this is Southpaw Orthodox. Talivaa's a little bit younger, a little bit smaller. But he's another serious contender for the domestic level of Australian heavyweight boxing. Like I say, he lost to Brandon Grack, who he then went and fought again. In between that, he actually fought Johan Lind, so they do have a mutual opponent who they both beat.
He beat Lind, didn't he?
Yeah. And went for again, he did stop him. So, yeah, they're not particularly... Neither of them are particularly stacked with power, but of the two, Talivaa's a little bit more vulnerable. So maybe he gets caught out, but I think as far as domestic clash for Australian boxing, I think it will be good. So that's why I thought I'd put it on there. And I did want to mention another name who's been on the broader world scene previously, not as a world level, but as in fought out and about. Dempsey McKean is also on this card, a little bit further down. But this is the second time he'll be fighting since his losses to Hrgović and to Towner. So it's not a huge fight he's taking for this. No, it wasn't particularly a huge fight he fought last time either. So
looking for a bit of confidence.
I think so. I think probably licking his wounds a bit. He fought Hrgović and lost.
and then he was demolished.
Well, he wasn't supposed to, really, was he? He was supposed to be.
He was supposed to.
What I'm saying is, he was supposed to be competitive in that fight.
Yeah, it was meant to give him rounds, weren't it? Like everyone seems to be.
Yeah, but it didn't happen, and I think that probably takes its toll on you mentally as well. And he's gone, I was supposed to. That's what I mean. A bit of his like sitting and licking his wounds and going, "Oh, I'd rather fight here and beat people for now, and then see what happens."
Do you know what I'd like to see? Speaking of Dempsey McKean, doing some more matchmaking here. And don't worry, I've already got my names. Got a few names.
I've said, do we think he'll try again at World Scene? And I have actually got.
Go on, you give me your name.
Go on. Not yet.
All right, I'll give you my name. So I think there is a certain fighter from down under in the heavyweight scene who is heavily avoided by everybody. Can't be matched for love nor money. Tszyu Moana.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
So I'm thinking Tszyu Moana fights the winner of the Australian Heavyweight Championship.
Right.
Why not win your own domestic title? Tszyu Moana is probably above that level, but why not go and win it?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, fine. You're above that level. You shouldn't do it. It's irrelevant. If you're better than someone else, you're better than someone else. If they're willing to fight you, they're willing to fight you.
Okay.
Then make a big Australian heavyweight title clash between Tszyu Moana, if he obviously wins. Let's have some respect, Daniel. And Dempsey McKean.
Okay.
That's great matchmaking. I know you're thinking.
No
limits boxing. I want a job.
I was thinking that if he goes and wins here, if he wants to edge his way back towards the world scene, a mutual somebody who this fighter I'm going to name has also fought Ivic and also lost at that level.
Daniel Dubois.
Oh,
I jumped too high.
David Adelaide. Because David Adelaide needs an alright fight.
Okay.
Coming up. We were talking about him the other day.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, the name that he had at the time that we filmed the Cabael card, he was supposed to be fighting
Tobu, yeah. He's now not on that card either.
Yeah, it's just disappeared into nothingness now. And I was like, well, if they're both trying, they've both lost out at world level, and if they're both trying to get back there, then that could be a decent undercard fight. Sorry, a decent fight on an undercard of another main event.
A decent jump
would enjoy watching.
A decent jump up. So the winner would get a decent jump back up towards them sort of outer levels of work.
Yeah, like that. If they were to fight, if whoever won would be then like back in line to fight someone like a Hrgovic again, or somebody who's dropping out of that.
Who would you pick in? Who would you pick in that?
What?
In that fight?
Adelaide.
Yeah, same.
Personally, I'm maybe a little bit biased, but I actually do think Adelaide, although he's not
punches
most technical,
hits like a donkey though.
Yeah, hits like a train. Managed to go all the way with Hrgovic after getting dropped a couple of times.
Once, I thought.
Just once.
I got dropped once. I might be wrong though.
Well, yeah, I gave him a lot of trouble, and I thought whether Hrgovic was at his best in that fight, it's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant, really. Your fight was in front of you.
Yeah, so I think Adelaide would win that fight, but
I like that. Oh, news on Fabio Wardley. Breaking news.
Fabio Wardley.
So we're talking about it. I'll do a post later.
No, we weren't talking about it.
You mentioned Fabio Wardley.
I absolutely did not.
You did? You said the other day we were talking about Fabio Wardley.
No.
Did you not?
Also, the other day we were talking about David Adelaide.
Fabio Wardley's fight's getting announced today, I think. I think he's fighting Derek Chisora.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? I hope he is, because that's fucking banter. Derek will get his third world title shot.
That's crazy.
I love Del Boy.
That's crazy. It sells so many tickets. So
just, honestly, I'm going 100%. Right, sorry. Let's wrap this up. We said it would be a quick video.
Yeah, and it's not.
It is.
It's not.
All right.
So, just go through those 3 fights that we've talked about for your winners. Tszyu and Zerafa.
Tszyu, stoppage mid-rounds, I think.
Wilson Piala.
I think Wilson won't stop him, though. He's not a puncher, notoriously.
And then Ivic and Talivaa.
I'm going upset for Talivaa.
Oh, okay.
Don't know how yet, but I like Talivaa. I like the story. I like it. I just like it. Took a liking to it.
I think probably fight of the night.
No. Not the main event.
No, I was going to say it depends where you're watching, really. I think if you're an Australian viewer, you probably enjoy the Australian heavyweight
I'm looking forward to it.
title.
I like fighters I don't watch regularly.
Yeah.
Sometimes watch a fighter and go, he's all right.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fall in love with two heavyweight boxers again.
I think that will be maybe Australia's favourite, but I think probably most watchable for everybody will probably be Tszyu and Zerafa. But
and the international fans will want to see just how good Tszyu is. So yeah, absolutely.
As far as the card rating goes,
it's all right, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a small Hall-ish type kind of card. 7.
It's got an international title.
7. I think that's quite kind.
I think 7's fair. I think
it's probably
it's the highest I'd go.
Yeah, I wouldn't go any higher. Yeah. I wouldn't go any higher. I'm just getting the predictions up for the Robo Boy. Yeah,
and that's where we're going to go to next. So having a little look at the AI has predicted, seeing whether it is.
We're not allowing AI to cop out this time, so I like to go through and actually ask it individually which fights, because otherwise it's like, I can't do that.
Go on then.
So it has got Tim. No, it hasn't. It's got Nikita Tszyu. Good, thank you. To win in the 11th or 12th.
Okay.
Which has confused me because I thought it was a 10-rounder. But we'll go late stoppage. We'll help Robo Boy out.
Yeah.
We've then got second fight. We have Wilson, late stoppage.
Okay.
And it's gone for Ivic, if that's how you pronounce it, on points.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right shout, to be honest, in all of those.
Yeah, not for me. Talivaa.
Not for you. But that does bring us to the end of the episode. Thank you very much for watching. We've once again forgot and relied on you get to the end of the video before we say, please like, please subscribe, please follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and comment. We don't get as many comments as we'd like, actually. We want more of you to give your opinion.
I want more comments and likes. I don't give a shit about likes. Fuck likes.
I was just saying that we want your opinions. We want to hear what you think. Call us idiots if you want. Pretty thick skin.
I've got pretty girthy skin.
God's sake.
Fat skin.
Anyway, that brings us to the end.
Bye, everyone.
And we'll see you next week.
Cheers, guys.